So, Tony,
Uh-huh.
tell me one of your biggest weaknesses.
My biggest weakness is eating too many carbs, but I know that's not relevant to the situation. I should be honest and tell her I don't like managers all in my business, but there's no way she's gonna hire me after that. I'm just gonna lie and say I work too hard.
You know, I really just work too hard. It's something that I'm aware of, conscious of. I'm working on it. I've talked to my family. I've gone to counseling, but I really just need more work-life balance. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we are going to go ahead and go in a different direction.
What?
It was
Wait,
great
no,
meeting you,
no,
though,
no.
Tony.
It was carbs. It's carbs.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Tony R. Sanders, and you are watching The Happy Meter. In today's video, we're going to give you 3 steps to give the best possible answer to the interview question, tell me what is your weakness? That's a question that none of us like. It makes you feel vulnerable. It makes you feel like you're revealing reasons why they shouldn't hire you, and it doesn't have to be that way. So we're going to get into the content. I'm going to give you 3 things you can do to give the best possible answer, better than anything you're going to find on the internet. Trust me. Okay, number 1, this is going to sound crazy, but be honest. And we'll talk about how to unpack this, but no one wants to hear that you're just such a hard worker, or you're a perfectionist, or you work too doggone hard. Nobody wants to hear that because no one actually believes that. This is not an opportunity for you to try to take what is really a strength and mask it and try to present it as a weakness. That's not going to work. That's not going to be transparent. And the interviewer is going to know, okay, they just blew this question off, or okay, this isn't an honest person that I'm working with. So the number 1 rule is to always be honest. Listen, no one's perfect. We all have strengths and we all have weaknesses. You know that. The other person on the other side of that interview knows that as well. So let's be honest with each other and think about it. If your weakness or something that you're working on, and we're going to talk about how you should answer this, but I'm going over a couple ways you shouldn't. But just think about it like this. If your weakness is such a turnoff that they don't want to hire you, and it's truly your weakness, you probably don't want to work there anyway. Your weaknesses will be exposed at some point or another, and that's okay. But if that's a deal breaker for them, I'd kind of want to know that before I start there, because my weaknesses are my weaknesses. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to get better or not going to grow, but they're never going to become my strengths. So rule number 1, the first step, always be honest. Number 2, reframe the question. Listen, this is one of my favorite things to coach people on when it comes to answering this question. Reframe it in your mind. What do you actually hear when they say, what's your weakness? Some of you guys hear, they want me to be vulnerable. They want me to be transparent. They want me to give up why they shouldn't hire me. I hear something different. I hear, how aware are you? And what are you doing from a personal development standpoint? That's what I hear when I reframe this question. So if I asked you, instead of saying, what's your biggest weakness? If I asked you, what are you currently working on from a development standpoint? It completely changes how you feel about that question, right? And so then you go from feeling weak and feeling vulnerable, and you're exposing yourself and you're telling them exactly why they wouldn't hire you, to saying, oh, well, here are the things that I'm working on. So I want you to reframe that question in your mind and answer it as if they asked you, what are you working on from a personal development standpoint? You have to reframe the question in your mind. Okay, so let's role play what that would sound like. I'll be the interviewer, you be the interviewee. Well, I mean, you can't do it. I'll do both, but you watch. You pretend that you're the other me. Ready? Okay. Tony, tell me, what's your biggest weakness? Well, for me, an area of opportunity right now, something that I'm working on developing, are my critical thinking skills. I know how important it is to a role like this to have great critical thinking skills. And so that's something I've been working on for the past 6 months, because I feel like they could never be too sharp. It's a good answer, right? That's a good answer. Anybody would love to hear that. Now, that's not the complete answer, but there's another principle that I want to teach you that can kind of round out that answer. And that leaves us with number 3. Okay, now in our third and final step, we have number 1, be honest. We have number 2, reframe the question. And now number 3, we need to tell them, what are we learning, or what we did learn, to work on whatever area of opportunity we just presented to them. So it's not enough just to say, hey, this is an area of opportunity for me, and pat yourself on the back and say, oh, that was a good answer. You need to let them know what you're currently doing to improve that skill or what you plan to do to improve that skill. It's all about the skills, right? They don't want to know your biggest weakness as a person, right? It's not about personality or character flaws. It's about skills. And so if you talk to them about a skill that's an area of opportunity for you, also talk to them about how you're working on that skill. Maybe you signed up for a course. Maybe you bought a book that you're reading. Maybe you're part of a mentor group. Maybe you're part of a round table or a small group. Maybe you joined an online community. But talk to them about what you are learning and what you did learn, and that will be a great, well-rounded answer. Do we need to role play again? We can. Let's do it. Okay. I'm going to be bold, but you're the second me. Ready? Tony, tell me what's your biggest weakness? Really, for me right now, an area of opportunity is critical thinking. I'm pretty good at it, but it's something that I can definitely improve on. So for the last 6 months, I've been really focused on working on that. I've been playing a lot of chess because, of course, you need to be a strategic thinker and a critical thinker to be good at chess. I also signed up for an online masterclass all about critical thinking. So I've been able to put this at practice and at play pretty much every day over the last 6 months. So I've made significant improvements, but it's still going to be something on my individual development plan moving forward. You know what? I think you're hired. I think I am too. If you like this video, I know you'll love the next one. Remember to be honest, reframe the conversation, and also tell them what you did or what you're currently learning. If you do that, you'll be doing exactly what I want you to do, which is working happy. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.